I don't, like, really care that much about Star Wars is the thing. Like, as a genre, or whatever, as, like, a franchise, I think Star Wars is kind of shit, personally. I'm, like, kind of a... One of my hottest takes is that I'm actually a Star Wars hater. I'm not just not a Star Wars enjoyer, I'm an active Star Wars hater. I like to make comparisons between Star Wars and Terminator all the time. Those are my favorite genres to compare. Or franchises to compare. Because nobody thinks about the Terminator franchise with love, okay? Like, nobody really thinks on the Terminator franchise and it's like, wow, this is the best franchise ever. Like, nobody cares that much. Right? But if you really think about it, okay? The first movie, pretty good, you know? Like, also pretty interesting. Like, a very new, interesting concept that hadn't really been done before. And the second movie, really good. Really, really good second movie. Excellent second movie. And then the third movie was shit. And then every movie since that has been bad. Every movie ever since that has been bad. Now, you might have thought I was talking about the Terminator franchise, but that was where I was playing a really funny joke on you, because actually I wasn't talking about the Terminator franchise at all. I was talking about Star Wars the entire time. You see how I tricked you? You thought I was saying that, but they're like the same thing. Rogue One good? Listen, you are trolling if you think Rogue One is a good movie. Do not get me started. I've already ranted about Rogue One before. Don't get me fucking started. Rogue One is a garbage movie. It is easily one of the worst movies I've seen, period. Not just worst Star Wars movies. One of the worst movies I have ever seen. The Mandalorian TV show is the first piece of good Star Wars media to come out in a fucking century. No, Rogue One is just terrible. It's just terrible. It's not good. There's nothing about Rogue One that's good. It's horrifyingly bad. The cast is in a movie where the premise of it is that all the cast dies. The one job they had in that movie was to make you like the cast. And they made it the most unlikable cast I have ever seen in my entire life. They had one job in the movie. Make you like the characters. So that you feel something when they die. But when all of the characters died, I felt nothing. I felt nothing. At all. The characters made no sense. The humor was horrifically awful and misplaced humor. Completely misplaced humor. I don't know how many times I've made this same point to people when I talk about how bad Rogue One is, okay? In the final, like, fight scene of the movie, the climax of the movie, let's not even talk about how bad the rest of the movie is. Let's just talk about the climax, okay? No, if you already knew they were going to die, then the only thing that's important is that you like them before they die. That's so... No. If you know that the characters are going to die in the movie, the important thing for the movie to do is to make you give a shit about the characters before they're gone. Otherwise, the plot is what? What part of the plot matters? Nothing. It was pointless. It was a pointless movie. It did nothing. Yeah, they made this show Andor to make the characters that nobody liked likable. I bet that's why they did that. I haven't watched that movie. I just don't like any of them. You know? Oh yeah, the misplaced humor is... I can't fight about Rogue One right now. I can't do it. I can't have another rant about Rogue One. The show is called Andor. They never explain and or what. Can't do this right now. I think the worst part about the Rogue One movie is that the fucking droid is probably the worst part about the Rogue One movie. Rant about a good movie? Can't think of a good movie to rant about. I can't think of a movie that like that makes me like passionately angry. It's been a while. People who are murderers and this is no. Oh my god, I have to. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna flip out on you. Ramage A. I'm gonna spaz on you. I'm gonna lose it at this rate. Okay, you're treading danger. You're tread lightly. Ramage underscore A. Tread fucking carefully. Right now, because I can't do it. I can't handle it. No, the characters were not meant to be bad and unlikable. They were bad and unlikable because the movie is bad. No one sits down to create a movie and goes, ah yes, let's make really unlikable, horrible characters that nobody enjoys. Nobody does that. No director in a million years. Okay. When the characters die, they make a big deal out of it like you're meant to feel something. The director consciously decided to try and make it look like you were meant to feel something. They did not just like want you to feel nothing for these characters and think that they're awful. You were meant to feel emotions for them when they died, and you didn't because they were awful characters. This dog! Fuck me, dude. How could I not hit the dog? No, this is what I need. This is what I needed. Honestly, I needed some fucking passion in my life. I'm tired. I've been just going through the motions, fucking playing Elden Ring. No passion for anything. At least I feel something. At least I can feel something right now. They should have doubled down on the unlikability more. They should have doubled down on it and then made it a funny scene when they all died and made you laugh at it and made you feel happy that they died. That's what they should have done. I felt joy watching those characters die. It made me happy. And I know that wasn't intended by the director. I know it wasn't intended. It's a kid's movie. You know how I know it's a kid's movie? Because there's fucking shrieking Ewoks in it, going wah! In the middle of the final fucking fight. That's how I know it's a kid's movie. One thing I'll give to the director is supposedly he hits the movie. That's the best thing I've seen from that director yet. If that's true, that's the happiest I've ever been with him. Some movies just should never have been made. That's the real take here. Sometimes a movie is so bad that it should just not be made. And that's what Rogue One was. A movie so bad it should never have existed. Rama, I'm just convinced that you're here to have the worst movie takes of all time. I'm convinced that that's like the role you want to have in chat. Is just to be the person with the worst movie takes ever.